Hi everyone, welcome to the SCANS Ecampus orientation session for the December 2022 exam attempt. I hope you all are well. A very warm welcome from our whole team at SCANS Ecampus. Today we are live with you with a team of tutors who are going to be there to answer any question, any confusion, any query that you have regarding the exam structure, course content, how we are going to teach you in the SCANS Ecampus, what does the final exam look like, any ambiguity that you have in mind. So without any further delay, we are going to start off with a little bit of the introduction of SCANS Ecampus and our tutors. And then we'll move on directly to asking your queries from the tutors. And if they have any comments to make or any tips or suggestions to give, they'll be sharing them with you. So here we are in the SCANS Ecampus. This is me. We are starting off with the tutor profile. So I think the face looks familiar. My name is Alina Kareem and I'm your host for today. Plus, I'm the tutor for financial reporting and strategic business reporting exams in SCANS Ecampus, so FR and SPR. I have over a decade's experience about being an educationist and a content writer. Please don't judge our age by the experience that we've shared on the slides. We are very energetic tutors. So our specialization is, my specialization is corporate and financial reporting. Subjects are FR and SPR. I have multiple place winners to my credit, and I've taught internationally, face-to-face and online. I've conducted study schools and trained the trainer sessions face-to-face in Indonesia, Nepal, and Bangladesh. So I bring my knowledge from across the world to make my courses very effective and exam-focused. Next, we have Ms. Afaf Noor. Again, a very, very experienced tutor. She has been teaching the audit and assurance stream for over 15 years now, has taught various professional accountancy qualifications. I think you named the qualification and she has taught it. She has trained students from various educational, cultural, and geographical backgrounds. A very question-focused technique, that's what she's known for across the world. Multiple global and nationwide place winners in every exam attempt. She has a place winner. She's the tutor of AAA, which is the Advanced Audit and Assurance exam in SCANS Ecampus. We'll be meeting her shortly live also. She is actually on the call. She'll be saying hi to you shortly. Here we have Ms. Muniza Siddiqui. She is an ACCA member and has done her master's in professional accountancy also. The whole team over here consists of ACCA members. So over here also we can see Ms. Muniza. She has been teaching the taxation stream for over 16 years now. In SCANS Ecampus also, she will be handling the TX exam, the UK variant of it. Then we have Ms. Fasiha Nasir. She's an experienced tutor for ACCA qualifications, again, for over 15 years. I think we should have written this in general, that we have the tutors who have almost over 15 years across the board. And a very strong grip over management, strategy, and business analysis areas. Again, has multiple place winners to her credit from different countries in the world. In the SCANS Ecampus, she teaches the performance management exam and the strategic business leader exam. So now, those of you who have been our students before and are coming again, yes, you have seen these pictures before, but again, you hear our voice a lot, but you're going to have the names to the voices also. Now, the faces to the voices actually. Here we have Ms. Basma Noor. She is again an ACCA member and a CFA charter holder. Her teaching experience also consists of audit and assurance, governance, risk, and ethics areas. She's been a content developer also in various accountancy qualifications. She has taught the prepare to pass sessions also, which are conducted from the platform of ACCA. In the SCANS Ecampus, she teaches the AA exam. Then we have Mr. Asad Ijaz. He teaches the financial management stream of SCANS Ecampus. You can see a lot of qualifications to his credit. So ACA, FCCA, CISA, Advanced Diploma in CIMA, APFA, lots and lots of abbreviations. So here we have another very senior member from our faculty. Over 15 years experience, has a lot of experience of international trainings also, has taught face-to-face and online. And in our stream, he teaches the financial management, which is the FM exam, and the advanced financial management, which is the AFM exam. Then we have Miss Ifra. She's again an ACCA member, BSc Honors, Applied Accounting, qualified also. She specializes in the UK stream of exams, has more than 5 years of experience, has a place winner to her credit. In our SCANS Ecampus, she teaches the advanced taxation, which is the 88th exam from the optionals. Then we have Mr. Bilal Siddiqui, again an ACCA member and an Oxford Brookes University graduate, an educationist and entrepreneur. He's also a registered mentor for OBU, which is the Oxford Brookes University program. He has taught performance management and cost accounting for over 6 years, and in SCANS eCampus, he's the subject expert for advanced performance management, which is the APM exam. So here we had a whole list of tutors, a brief profile for all of them. We'll be waiting for your comments on the live chat. Please feel free to interact as much as possible. Any questions that you have, any comments to make. If you are an old student, please say hi to your tutor. We would love to hear from you and see you live. So this was the team of tutors. Now I would like to tell you a little bit about how we go about in the SCANS eCampus program. So when we talk about SCANS eCampus, it has a lot of history. I'll be sharing that also briefly. But we have a very comprehensive study support program. We'll be talking about that initially in our session today. So we'll start off with this, that what exactly is comprehensive study support? How is that support provided, and how can you interact with the tutors, ask questions, do practice, etc. In the second part of our session today, we are going to do some subject-related discussion in which we'll be asking some pre-received questions from our students, or you can say frequently asked questions from our tutors. And in the section 3, we are going to open the floor for a Q&A from any students who are listening to us right now. But as I said, please don't wait till the end of the session. Keep the comments posting going on, and we'll be looking at it. So starting off with who we are at SCANS eCampus. So we are an approved learning partner, and a term which is used by ALP. So we are an ALP with gold status from ACCA. What do we mean by gold status? Actually, as you know, a lot of people teach ACCA across the globe. So what ACCA does is that they give statuses to institutions to sort of like authenticate the quality of service that they are offering. And it's not easy to get this status. We have to go through a very rigorous monitoring process. We have to meet pass rates. We have to ensure proper facilitation to our students to get this status. So SCANS eCampus is a gold status ACCA Platinum approved learning partner. We have been providing tuition since 2017. So a lot of experience in this area now, a lot of learning initially, and now I think things are very streamlined. We have students from very diverse educational, cultural, and geographical backgrounds. You name the country, and we have a student from there. We have served more than 25,000 plus students across 130 plus countries across the globe. Now, the next fact is very interesting, that we should have actually asked this to you as a question, that the total watched hours since 2017 are more than 1 million. So our lectures, it's actually, I have to give the students this credit that they listen to us for so long, but this is the time that they have covered, and over 600,000 questions have been attempted through our SCANS eCampus platform. So this was our overall pattern. So thank you for joining in the session today. We are going to, first of all, start off with the comprehensive study support that we offer. I'm going to take the slide back to the platform, the overall introduction of the SCANS eCampus, but we're going to keep the conversation very direct so that you see a lot of slides otherwise also. So we're going to do the discussion live. So first of all, if we talk about the comprehensive study support, so the word that we use is CSS. It shows that we at SCANS, when a student takes this product from us, we offer full support from the scratch till the day of the exam for you to pass it. Now, this is not easy. It is a holistic package in which, first of all, you get the recorded lectures, in which you have the concepts of the majority, or you can say the key areas of the course covered. Once you have those recordings, then we have practice sessions, they are also available in a pre-recorded version. So you cover a topic from the videos that have been allocated, the recordings that have been provided, you can cover the knowledge from it. A very big advantage of recording is that if there is anything that you have missed out, you can go back and listen to it again as many times as you want. Plus, the recorded lectures that we have converted them into bite-sized videos. So let's suppose I'll take an example from my paper. You're studying I-16 and maybe you're struggling with just the area of revaluation gain. So you don't need to listen to the whole I-16 again. You can go pick the chunk of the recordings where I-16 gain on revaluation is being discussed, pick that up and listen to it again. So once you have gone through the recordings of a certain topic, then we have practice questions also. We have small practice questions which are concept clearing questions along with the knowledge videos. Then from that we move on to the longer questions which are exam level questions. So the recording of those also is provided. In addition to that, we know that study material is very important. We have all kinds of learners. Some learn more by reading things also. So we have developed very exam-focused notes also, which are available in this Ecampus. They are a part of a comprehensive study support. So you go through them also, they are available. So ideally, if I am recommending a student how to study for a particular exam, I would say go through the knowledge videos, go through the related text from the lecture notes that we have provided, attempt the short concept clearing questions, and then attempt the exam-focused exam level questions also. So this is the part which is available to you in the pre-recorded version. But we do feel that live interaction is very important. And that is something that we have covered through the live Q&A sessions that we offer. In that, the students can come and meet us live. They can ask their questions as many times as they want. Any concept clearing that is required, any kit question or any past exam paper question that they want to discuss, they can do it in the live session also. But another support that we have is that we do feel that not just the live sessions, if during the week, let's suppose I'm studying a particular area and I'm a little bit confused about what depreciation is, you can quickly drop an email to your tutor. It's in fact, you don't even have to separately email the videos that you have. They have a comments button in which you can ask your tutor a particular question. So you can directly forward your question to the tutor and they will get back to you in writing by solving your particular focused query. So it's a very systematic pattern in which knowledge is covered, then practice is covered, the direct interaction with the tutor is covered, and then a very important area that we have is that we have assignments also which are marked and feedback is given on them. We're going to talk about some of these areas in detail also further later on, but just to give you an overall picture of what the eCampus looks like. So this is how the journey is actually covered. And then we have the assignments which are marked and we have a final mock exam also. So this is a little bit about the introduction of the overall eCampus. Now what we can do is that we can take up your questions individually. I'm going to initially ask some questions from the tutors myself. And later on, if you have any questions which are not covered in the session, you can drop them in the chat box and we'll make sure that all the queries are answered before the live session ends. So, first of all, I would like to ask Ms. Muniza to, I've covered some of the areas which are there in the comprehensive study support program, but if you have to tell a student that how the eCampus is going to complete the journey from the admission till the exam date, so can you give us a brief overview about that? Ms. Muniza, the TX tutor.
Hi, everyone. Is my voice there?
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect. Thank you. Right. Thank you so much. And hello, everyone. Lovely to be here today and to talk about eCampus, which is obviously very close to all of our hearts. Now, as trainers, as tutors who've been working in the ACC qualification for such a long time, we've actually identified, the techniques and the way in which we need to deliver the concepts. And we wanted to actually spread that knowledge to the students globally and worldwide. And that is where we decided to launch the digital platform. And obviously, Alina has already given you brief recap of our journey. So I'm not going to go into those details, but as you said that you'd like me to talk about the journey that the student has in order to actually avail the eCampus support, they really need to carry out a few simple steps. For example, they need to visit the SCANS eCampus website, which is www.scansecampus.com. They need to create an account, and once they have created an account, they've registered for free, they can actually go and have a look at the trial videos just to make sure that they're comfortable with the, with the level and the quality being delivered. And once they are, they need to just log into their account on the website and just purchase purchase the relevant course for the particular attempts that they're going for. And through the website, they're actually diverted to the study area, which is known as the study account. And there they have access to our customized learning management system, LMS, that we have developed, with the aim to actually bring all the necessary study support in one place. So we wanted to create one digital space where the students could access all the relevant information for a particular paper. When they're, preparing for their exam, they don't really have to hop around from one place to the other. Yeah. You have already spoken about how we have, created bite-sized videos to cover the knowledge aspect. So in our LMS, in our customized study space, what we have is a sequence of the course areas that we recommend for the students to effectively cover the syllabus through, right? So they have access to the bite-sized videos. They can share their feedback on those or share their queries on those with the tutors through the comment section. We also, after the end of each topic, have a exam level question debrief video that the students are supposed to watch to just to get an idea as to how that knowledge is going to be applied in the actual exam. And then to make sure that they have actually understood the concepts completely, we have set up topic-wise practice sets that we recommend the students to attempt on their own, so that they have an idea. They get used to the exam format because, again, the questions that we've set up, the practice set that we've set up are actually set in the exam environment that mirrors the actual live exam, right? So they go through the same kind of format and they develop those exam answering techniques, or at least they develop a comfort level. And of course, the exam techniques come after they watch our debrief videos and have interactions with us. Once they've submitted the practice sets, they've access to actually, the standard explanation, the standard solution about how they should have actually attempted that particular question, and they can go back and reattempt it. So that covers the knowledge aspect, right? And then we do issue assignments that we expect the students to attempt by a particular date so that they can submit those assignments, get marked in detailed feedback so they know exactly where they're going wrong. And if there's any problem, if there's any area identified where they feel, right, you didn't really perform really well in this area, you can go back to the relevant topic and just go through it all over again. So this is our academic support, and to make it much more effective, what we have done is that we've made sure that whatever slides, whatever material we use in the recordings, that is available to the students, so they can download that and they can have access to it while they're going through it on their own, or they can make notes on those just to make their study process more effective. What we've also done is we have linked the relevant ACCA technical articles at the appropriate places because, again, objective was to have one digital space where the students could access all the material. Now, this is with respect to the academic support, which also includes live interaction sessions, something similar to what we are having today, that the course will be set up on particular dates. So the students will have the opportunity of interacting live with the tutors, and not just during the session, but at the end of the session as well, in the form of question-based revision session. Additionally, students get a lot of support from the tutors through email correspondence, and as you mentioned, comments on the videos are responded to, etc. Apart from that, the administration, the academic support that the students have available is through WhatsApp. They have a lot of technical team support available through technical buttons that are available that are linked on the campus inside software, and they can simply click on that and they can, convey their issues to the relevant people. And I think that pretty much covers in interaction with respect to the faculty, course coverage, and of course the administration. There's one more element, of course, that we highly recommend students to use is of course, the virtual community that we've set up for the students so that they can interact amongst themselves if they ever feel the need to set up a study buddy system. Right. I think that pretty much covers it, but thank you, Alina.
Thank you so much for a very detailed overview about overall study support system is going to look like, from knowledge covering to practice questions to support from the tutors, from your study buddies, from your student counselors, everyone. So this brings us to a very important question and a very frequently asked question about what kind of exam focused practice material is available in the SCANS eCampus platform. I will request Mr. Asad Ijaz to please comment on that. He's covering the FM and AFM exams in the SCANS eCampus team.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Salina, for asking me this question, a very important one specifically, because at the end of the day, whatever a student gets the knowledge, acquires the knowledge from our study support system or from anywhere, he has to perform all this knowledge and implicate it in the exam environment, and that too through questions. So for that, we have a very well developed an online question platform, and on which all the exam standard questions are already uploaded. It's pertinent to mention that this online platform is pretty much a replication of the live exam format, in which, for example, in the fundamental level, there would be objective tests, OT cases, and CRs. So the complete environment of the live practice session is a replicate of that. And so if we can feel a real like exam interface. So as you can see also in our screen that we have objective tests. So we have OT cases just like in the live sessions. For example, if you can see the OT case, there would be a scenario on the left side of the question, and then there would be some requirements on the right side of the screen. Similarly, if you talk about the constructed response questions, there would be a scenario on the left side of the screen, and then on the right side of the screen, there would be a performance area in which a candidate has to perform it. And once again, it is pertinent to mention, I'm repeating it once again, that this complete platform is a complete replication of what the feeling we are going to get in the real examination. Finally, if you talk about the strategic level examinations, then even in the strategic level, there would be, the platform is a little bit different from what we can see in the fundamental level. So there would be exhibits, there would be requirements, and there would be response options. And once again, all the practice material that would be provided through our support system would be through that platform level. So all the students who would be enrolled with us will get this access, will get all these questions, and that too on this platform. It is also important to know that the standard solution would also be available on that. So I hope that's it from the perspective of
Thank
the
you so
practice
much.
questions.
Thank you so much. Very, very comprehensive answer, from the platform to how the applied skills questions are going to be tested, how strategic professional questions are going to be tested. The main point, the key takeaway being that we have a platform which looks exactly like the ACCA final exam platform. And the purpose is that something which you know already how the platform is going to look like, it should not be something which should be your fear in the exam. So be confident, you can practice a lot on the same platform, a replica of which you're going to see in the final exam as well. So thank you so much for that. Meanwhile, guys, please keep the questions coming. Anything that you want to ask, as I said earlier, it would be great if you've already studied from us and you're joining for another paper. Please drop a hi, and maybe you can, tag the tutor that you studied from, or just say the name and the paper that you have studied. And also, please do share the live stream. If you're seeing us through the live stream, please do share it on your social media. Maybe your friends, your ACCA community can also benefit from the session. So we have talked a lot about what eCampus is providing in terms of knowledge and question support to the students. But a very big question that comes to our mind is that because the students are not available with us face to face, is it just that we are giving the material and only if they ask the question, they come back to us? Or is there any monitoring process also, or assessment process, which is available in the SCANS eCampus? So I will put this question to Ms. Fasiha, who is teaching PM and SBL exam in the SCANS eCampus team, that is there any assessment process also which is available for a student who has taken the comprehensive study support from SCANS eCampus?
Thank you, Alina. I hope my voice is clear.
Yes, it is. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so for assessments, we have assignments set up at regular intervals throughout the course and a mock exam at the end. So the assignments are the objective part of the assignments will be auto marked. The system generated marking is done. And for the constructed response questions and for the strategic professional questions, separate individual marking is done. Detailed feedback is given, including how to improve the performance. So yes, that is definitely available. There is one more feature to our marking process, that we do offer flexible marking for the students who cannot and are not able to submit within the given deadlines. So that is also an option the students can explore. So yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
wonderful. So throughout the process, marking facility is also available with respect to timelines. And if you want to get some extra facility with respect to timelines, and we have some students who are working full time as well, so there is flexibility option also available. Great, thank you so much. So, as this is a very important point, because one way learning is that you are listening to the recordings and you're understanding that, okay, I'm done with this topic. So, I've completely covered it. Now I'm ready to attempt the exam. And when you attempt the question and an expert marks and gives feedback on that, that's where you get to know where you stand with respect to the final ACCA marking. And we provide this support throughout so that from the day one, you can learn how you're going to attempt your answer in the final exam and how your marking is going to look like. We also identify the areas of improvement over here. Now that we've covered the content part, the questions part, and the marking part, I mentioned earlier that we're going to have some live question and answer sessions also. So I will request Ms. Afaf, who is the tutor for AAA exam in the SCANS Ecampus team, that what are the areas that are going to be discussed in the live question and answer sessions?
Right, sound check.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So like Alina mentioned earlier, to start off with, these sessions are basically an opportunity for all the candidates to ask questions. These could be about topics that you have covered to date if you're following the course plan, or pretty much any topics which are from that syllabus. Additionally, what the trainers are going to do is they're going to cover common mistakes that are made by students in the actual exam. These could be around answering techniques. These could be around time management. So whatever the common problems are. And a very important element that I think particularly, which is very important for working professionals, is that these will also cover key points from relevant examiner reports, because sometimes we don't have time as candidates to go through all the detailed reports. So what the tutors are going to do is they're going to outline the key points that are very important to understand the syllabus and to get you through to the exam as well. So this is not just an opportunity for you to ask questions from us. It's also basically an opportunity for you to understand the techniques that get you through the ACCA qualification. I think from all the information that you've received up till now, you would understand that knowledge is step one and application of knowledge is the second step or the main step into passing this paper. So I would, because a lot of us don't really feel comfortable continuously sending in emails. So this would be a very good opportunity for all of you to come in. And like Alina mentioned at the start as well, you could ask as many questions as you want. No question is too trivial, no question is too minor. So we'd be happy to help with whatever concerns you've had up till now. Just one last thing, this is not just about the technical support. If as a student you feel, for example, the exam is say 2 weeks away and you're not really prepared, you could also ask for recommendations on how to manage your studies at that point in time. Over to you, Lina.
Thank you so much for a very detailed answer. I'm sure it's answering a lot of queries that we are getting. So once again, guys, it's great to hear from some of our old students. I would tell you that I teach FR and SPR, so it's been quite a long time now. I've been associated with the SCANS Ecampus since it started. Pretty much majority of the tutors have been there since the start. And by now, we also feel very excited when a student reaches out to us informally as well. So please do comment if you have been a student of ours before. If you have had experience, any kind of experience, we're open to all kinds of comments, but do keep the session interactive. And if you have any questions, please keep on posting them. We'll put them to the individual subject specific tutor once we are done. If you've missed out the initial part also, I'm going to reiterate which tutor is going to cover which area of the ACCA exam stream. So now we move on to our APM tutor, Mr. Bilal Siddiqui. And I would like him to shed some light on that. Yes, we have recorded lectures, we have live sessions, but for example, I am a student, I am sitting and listening to a video on Sunday night at 12 a.m. and I have a question, I have a confusion, I can't understand the concept. What do I do?
Okay, so that's a very good question. Thank you, Alina, for bringing that up. So it is very fundamental to understand that whenever you are studying, it's really necessary to have that connection with the tutor. And even though there are live sessions, but they are only going to be live session every other week. And you are, as you have mentioned, you're stuck in between, like you're studying in the middle of the night, and now you have a question. So what do? So it can basically offer three different options that you have. So first thing is email support. So whenever you join the comprehensive study support course, you are going to get a designated email through which you can contact your tutor. And through this email, you can ask them any question that you have, any problem that arises within your studies, anything that comes up during your practice or during if you're going through the videos, if you're going through the live session recording and you have something to ask, you can just immediately pen it down and just send it to your tutor. And they will get back to you as soon as they can within the working day. So this is like a very, very important thing. And as past experience says, is that those students who actually interact with the tutor a lot and do have like a lot of questions, as I've just mentioned, that there is no wrong question, they have a higher success rate in passing their exam, and there's like a likely chance that they're going to get a really good grade if they have that constant line of communication with the tutor, aside from the live sessions. Because of course, live sessions are going to be very, very important, and it has been seen in the past that the students who do actually come in the live sessions, who are interactive throughout the session and do keep this line of communication with the tutor, are likely to have like a very better grade and a better chances of success. So this is like the first thing, email support. The second thing that is available to you in the dashboard and in the study room that we say, is there is an ask a tutor button, which you
Sorry,
can
Bilal,
utilize.
I'm interrupting you. Sorry, can you please speak a little louder? I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Just
no
please keep going on and
Yeah.
speak a little louder.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. So when we talk about the Ask the Tutor button, so this button is actually available in your study room. And when you log into your study room, you are going to see this button in front of the videos. So there's also like a comment option and Ask the Tutor button. So when you click on the Ask the Tutor button, you can actually put forward any question that you have for the tutor. It can be related to any video. It can be again related to recording of live session that you are seeing, or it can be related to any practice material that you are doing. So these are, and the last one is any comments you want to do on a particular video. So these comments will actually get stored, and your tutor will get back to you either through email or through a reply to that comment that you would do. So if you have a very specific question which is related to a specific video, so you can specify that by just going through the video and scrolling down and going in the comment section and just commenting what question you have. So that way you will have the exact reply to that exact question, which is related to an exact question. So I hope this answers the question.
Thank you so much, Bilal. Once again, very comprehensively answered that there are various kinds of supports available. So you have email support, you have Ask the Tutor button available that you can click. And other than that, you can comment on the videos also. Through that, your question is going to reach to the tutor, and the other students will also be able to see it, so that if they face a similar kind of question, they would know what the answer is or what the problematic area is. So we've discussed in detail about the overall support that has been there, from the recorded lectures to practice material to recorded practice questions, exam-focused, exam-level questions, to live sessions, to email support, to marking support. I would like to ask Ms. Ifra, who is handling the ATX UK stream in the Ecampus. is there any other kind of support that we offer to our students who are taking up the comprehensive study support course?
Well, thank you, Alina. And yes, we do offer multiple support to our students. So at Scansy campus, we have dedicated student counselors who are available on WhatsApp, and they regularly maintain a check on the students' progress. And they do follow up with the students regularly about their course progress and their assessments as well. Apart from that, further, we do have a eCampus community where students can interact with each another and benefit from each another's experience, maybe share their queries with each another and get answers or their experiences. And in case of any technical issues, we have a report problem button in the portal, within the portal. So the student, they can raise their concerns whenever they have, they can just click on that button and the technical issue will be raised by to the technical team, and they will be notified and the issue will be resolved ASAP. And apart from that, we do offer live support because the live chat is available across our social media platforms. So we do make sure that whatever concerns that the students have, they're all heard and they are addressed timely. So to progress, the students can progress throughout, with ease in their academic, whatever they're studying, whichever paper they're studying. So all the additional support is provided there, irrespective of the paper that they've taken. I hope it quickly summarizes our additional support as well.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So we have covered majority of the areas that are the common questions over here. We'll now move to the specific questions which have been asked by the students in our chat also. One question that we initially had, I explained it a bit, but I'm going to reiterate that, is that what is the difference between a gold status institute and a regular one? As I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of institutes and there are a lot of individuals also who have been who are teaching ACCA online. Now, everyone is going to say that we're the best. So if I keep it very simple, so of course, if I'm teaching FRSPR, I'm going to think and I'm going to say that I'm the best tutor for that. So similarly for the institutes also, every institute is going to try their best. But what ACCA has done is that they have decided, they've made a framework at which they evaluate the quality of services which are offered to the students, the kind of support that is provided, and very importantly, that what are the pass rates in each and every exam attempt for all the papers that are being offered in the eCampus. So what they do is they evaluate your results, the quality of lectures, the quality of services, the kind of support which is being provided. And based on that, they do sort of like a marking, and then they allocate a certain status to a certain institute. So being a platinum and a gold approved learning partner in Scans eCampus basically means that it is meeting the criteria which has been set which has been set by ACCA, which is sort of like a stamp on the services which are being provided, that they are up to the mark, and in every session, so every 3 months, the result criteria is being met, which has been set by ACCA. So if you want to know that whether those criteria are being met, you don't need to come and ask us. This little logo that you see on the side, which says that it is a gold approved learning partner, is a proof that ACCA is independently evaluating our results and giving us this criteria. Then let me just quickly take a look at the questions, and I'm going to put them to every student individually. So I think put this to Ms. Afaf. There is a question, there's an interesting question from Malaysia, which says that, can I do ACCA online? What do you say?
Absolutely, yes. I think even before the pandemic, because we've had eCampus before that, there were a lot of people who couldn't really physically visit a campus and study. So yes, you can do the entire qualification online, particularly with learning partners like Scans. Like Alina was saying, that we're monitored by ACCA, our quality has been monitored. We have the results, and it has all the materials. So from the knowledge to the techniques to the application, Absolutely. And the best part about doing this online is you can do it at your own pace. So you don't need to be sort of dependent on a schedule that has been sent by a face-to-face learning partner. So absolutely, yes.
Thank you so much, Ms. Afaf. Another question is about some exemptions after BSc. So, for any exemption related questions, I would say that we need information for your particular institute. We'll share our email address in the chat box. You can drop an email, and with respect to your specific institute from anywhere across the world, we can evaluate. The first criteria is your institute, and the second is the qualification that you have done from that institute. So based on that, we'll guide you as to how many exemptions are available. I can't give a general answer because the exemptions are not same for all the institutes. Then, okay. So the next question, I think I will put it to Ms. Muniza, who is the TX tutor at Scansi campus. A student is asking that what are going to be the benefits of doing ACCA over CA. Now, I'll clarify over here that, guys, we have the audience from across the globe. So if you're talking about CA, basically, we are talking about CA from a lot of different countries. So just a comparison, Ms. Muniza, why should a student go for ACCA instead of a chartered accountancy qualification, their local chartered accountancy qualification? Why should there be a preference of ACCA UK over local accountancy qualification?
Thank you, Lina. I hope I'm audible. Right.
Yes, you're right. Thank you.
So it's a very interesting question. Takes me back to my academic counselor days. So the concept really is that the ACCA qualification in itself is an absolutely brilliant qualification, and I've lived it. So I am living it. So I speak from experience, and I believe everyone else here in the panel will agree with that. It's a qualification that obviously builds upon all the relevant knowledge that you need to have, not just as a traditional accountant, but really as a professional accountant. And the difference perhaps might be a bit difficult for me to explain in words just yet, but it opens up a lot of career opportunities and avenues for you. It's globally recognized. That's one of the greatest things about it. That even if you studied locally, wherever you're at, wherever you're residing currently, but you still have the opportunity to actually progress with your career in any other part of the world where you are inclined towards moving, etc. Right? And it's in itself, like I said, the qualification builds upon a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills that are very necessary for you to have a very successful career. The roles that you can perform post completing ACCA qualification, they are wide and varied. So within this panel, you'll find candidates who are now specializing in marketing. There are, of course, educationists. There are people who are auditors. There are people who are tax accountants, and this is their tax advisors. So the list of job opportunities that you get post completing the ACCA qualification is just diverse. And the best thing about the ACCA body is that they keep on working or introducing elements that keep on developing a work-ready accountant. So their shift to exams that are computer-based was with the intent to actually provide their candidates with skills that will make them work-ready. So you're now studying and you're applying your knowledge on MS Word, MS Excel, or spreadsheets and Workspace, and that's actually preparing you for the real world. The way the questions are phrased and the high level papers, the strategic level papers will agree with me, is that at the applied skills level, you're simply getting the understanding, you're developing the knowledge, but at the strategic professional level, you're then thinking up ways as to how you'd actually use that knowledge and advise a particular client who could be an individual, a company, a different type of business, etc. So that's absolutely brilliant in my views. And I can gush about the ACC qualification for a very long time. But I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to wrap it up with just one more comment, Alina, and that is something that has already been mentioned. You do know that as part of their collaborations, they've entered into arrangements with Oxford Brookes University to offer the BSc Honours degree. They have a collaboration with University of London for the MSc qualification. So while you're doing your ACCA, you also have a lot of opportunities to get a lot of academic degrees in your proverbial cap as well, right? So that's all I have to say for now.
Thank you so much for a very comprehensive answer covering a lot of different aspects. Quickly moving on to some of the hellos that we have to do. So we have students from Malaysia joining in. Hello, everyone. I hope you're well. And then we have a question regarding the fee structure. The fee structure varies with respect to the paper that you are attempting. So once again, we'll share the link of Scans Ecampus website in the chat box. And you can click on that and you can see what the fee of the relevant exam is that you want to study in the upcoming exam attempt. Then we have a question related to what Ms. Muniza just discussed at the end of her discussion, in which she talked about the MSc. So we have a question that is Scans offering mentoring for MSc. The answer is yes. Once again, because this right now we are more focused on the comprehensive study support for the ACCA exams, which is being provided by Scans Ecampus. So we'll ask, Mr. Vasif has asked this question, if you can share the contact details, we will forward it to the relevant department and they will be in touch with all the detailed answers. But the answer is yes, we do offer mentoring, but that's handled under another department. So we have Hujia, hello, Q&A. So, okay, so we have another question. Having attempted auditing or financial reporting or both, can one now opt in the OBU exam program? I believe you're asking about opting in status, that whether you should have opted before or not. Once again, based on the country that you are in, Simbi will, I hope I'm pronouncing the name correct, I will request that you share your email address to us in the private chat, and we'll forward it to our Oxford Brookes University department, which can check your exemption or the opting in status accordingly. We have another question, which is from APM. So, Bilal. So we have Mr. Bilal over here who is going to take that up. The question is that I'm planning on taking, Eric has asked that, so I'm planning on taking APM as my last optional paper. I'm working full time. How much time do I need to prepare for the exam in order to pass in first time using Scans Ecampus as tutor, and how does the AFM paper complement the APM exam? So over to you, Mr. Bilal. Do we have Bilal with us? I think we have. Probably, I will forward this question to Mr. Oh, we have Bilal back. So Bilal, over to you. No, Bilal is stuck with a beautiful smile on his face, but he's stuck in my view. So I forward the question to Mr. Asad Ijaz. He also handles the APM exam and he's a tutor of AFM, so he can guide about the link also. So Asad, if you can comment on this.
Well, as far as the APM exam is concerned, then let me tell you first that the APM exam is more on the practice rather than taking up the knowledge. So if you work out smartly, then I believe for a regular basis, and I would be talking about on an average student basis. So I think he should spend around 2 to 3 hours regularly, but regularity should be must. And then, of course, on the weekends, he can plan the practice questions. And with that method, I believe he will be able to pass an APM exam. Of course, he need to understand the approach of the examination to pass it. It's not just that you work hard, you work 2 to 3 hours and you are going to pass it. You need to understand the examiner's approach. So you need to understand how the examination is set up, what is the performance management is all about. Now, as far as the connection with the AFM is concerned, honestly speaking, although from the topic perspective, yes, there are few topics which would be replicated, so these would be helpful. But from the perspective of the questions are concerned, they are very different, because you see, advanced financial management is all about making or dealing the corporate financial affairs of the business. So how are we going to invest in the business, whether doing an investment is appropriate or not, whereas the performance measurement is focusing on evaluating and improving the performance as a whole of the business. So since the perspective are pretty much different, so from the examination perspective, they are completely two different papers. But yes, as far as the topics are concerned, there are few topics which would be helpful, since you know, for example, since you would know that how to calculate the adjusted present value. Now the same topic when come in the APM exam or when you are revising it, you would already be aware of that. But as far as the exam questions are concerned, the perspective of asking the questions are very different.
Thank you so much, sir, for a detailed feedback on this. Guys, once again, we have a few minutes left in the live session. You can ask your questions. Also, once you join the session, you can ask your tutor as many questions as you want. There are a few that relate to my subject area, which is FR and SPR, so I'll quickly pick them up. One question is that, is FR an open book exam or not, and can we bring standards in the exams? No, that's not an option. You will have to learn the standards, and actually remember that ECC exam, when you're at the applied skills level, it's more about the application of knowledge. So you don't need to rote learn anything, rather do a lot of practice, which is going to make you ready for the exam, which is going to be application based exam. Then there is a question regarding SPR, which is asking about that if someone is not from an accounting role, then can SPR exam be covered, and is 1 week enough for covering the required course, after which the assignment has to be studied? So yes, I will say that, we are offering the course. We opened the course way earlier. So even if right now you're listening to us and you want to enroll in our March exam, you want to give exam in March, you can enroll in SCANS Ecampus and start your study early. However, when we talk about the upcoming exam attempt, another question I'm covering that also in it, that do we provide a week-wise breakup of syllabus? So the answer is yes, we provide a week-wise breakup of syllabus of all the exams. We expect you to cover the recordings and then attempt the questions also, and then submit the assignment. Now, if I talk about SBR, because this question has come up from SBR, then only the week number 1 has, you can say, a bulky content, because in SBR, the assumed knowledge is FR. We did not leave it to assumption that you're going to, know everything which was related to FR. So we have included a bulk of FR material in SBR in first week. But if you see the subsequent weeks, then you will see that there are very limited topics allocated. Yes, we distribute the overall course over 6 weeks because we feel that this is enough time in which you can listen to the video. Because remember, a very big advantage of listening to the videos are that they're very precise, they're very to the point, edited, everything. So they take much lesser time than while you're studying the topic in a face-to-face or a live environment. So yes, that's sufficient time. Please cover that and then try to meet the assignment deadline, because you see the final, even if we change the assignment deadline, the final exam date is not going to change. So we have to prepare you accordingly. We have one more question from a student, that what is the best method to study and practice the exam? Now, because this is a very exam-focused question, I will put this to Ms. Fasiha, who teaches the SBL exam also, that what is the best way to study and ultimately practice for the exam as well?
All right. So, Alina, this is specific to SPL, right?
It's a general question, okay, but you can answer with respect to SPL, because I think maximum, case study based question paper is SPL actually.
All right. So I think the best approach is to cover the syllabus, the entire syllabus first, along with, you can, start doing the practice. And at the end, we can do a lot of practice for past exam papers, read the technical articles, examiners reports, etc. So yeah, and the written practice and the feedback on it, that is going to be, I think very, very important if I generalize it.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, so a combination. There is no one resource which is best for practice. You have to use the combination. Just like Ms. Fasiha mentioned of, the past exam papers, the kits, all the study material, the special study material that has been prepared by SCANS Ecampus, all of that needs to be covered. And once again, it's best to practice the most in the SCANS practice platform, because it looks like the actual exam platform also. We have another question from Mr. Javed, that if a student has done their A-levels, they do this program completely online, and ideally what would be standard time duration to complete the qualification? The answer is yes, absolutely. A student who has done his O levels, he can join this program online, completely cover it online. All this required support is available, and in case if you talk about the average time period that needs to be covered, then I would say a student can cover, you're allowed to cover maximum 8 exams in 1 year. That's the ACCA rule. So if you follow that, you can be easily done in 2 years. But just to keep it a little more flexible, I would say 2.5 to 3 years easily. A student can complete ACCA after joining after the A levels exam. So another question that we have, I would like to put it to Ms. Ifra, who's the tutor for the ATX exam. That is there any book which is recommended separately for practicing the numerical questions? Ms. Ifra, we can't hear you. I think you're on mute.
Am I now audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So if I talk generically, so we do recommend the past papers for all different papers to the students, and then there is study support externally as well from BVP and Kaplan. But if I talk specifically about the ATX exam, I recommend my students to focus on the study support and the practice platform that is available on Ecampus, because Ecampus study room platform, it's able, there the students are able to access the lecture recordings and the relevant practice material that's up to date according to the latest Finance Act. Because for TX and ATX, the Finance Act is very much important. Whereas if they go and look for the past papers for ATX or TX exam, they might be of older versions of the Finance Act. So even if they want to use some additional support, I would suggest that they go for Kaplan in case of TX and ATX, I'm just saying. In that case, they can access the Kaplan practice kits, and they are available online on their respective websites. They can get it from there as well. And additionally, they can also get the BPP support as well for other papers if they want. But the content that is available on the Ecampus platform, it is sufficient for students to prepare well for the exam.
Okay, thank you. So the Ecampus material, just to summarize, is sufficient. But if you need any further support, then examiner approved content is something that we recommend, or otherwise you have the past exam papers also available. Ms. Ifra, we have one more question which is directly for ATX, that a student is taking comprehensive study plan for ATX. He or she is thinking that there is a lot of rules, those need to be memorized. Is there any method to summarize all the rules for quick revision and memorize them? So is there any such magical formula available?
Well, I would say that again, the rules are very much important. And again, it's not rote learning. So if the students just go through and practice more and more, practice is actually going to make them, learn everything. It's not the rote learning. They need not to learn every rule, word by word. They just need to know the rule. They need to know the application of the rule. And when they connect different tax rules, they will be, able to better apply that on the exam. Because for the ATX examiner, he's expecting the students to be, to develop the answer as a tax advisor, as a tax consultant, or a tax manager. So critical analysis again is required at that level of point, and the knowledge or the understanding of that rule needs to be there. I agree, there are lots of rules, and they different tax rules, they do overlap each another. But again, just learning them and practicing them will help the student to basically retain all of that information.
Thank you so much. We're just in the last 1-2 minutes of our session. I'll quickly answer a couple of questions that have been directed at FR, because I handle FR and SBR in the SCANS Ecampus. So one student has asked about the approximate time which is required to pass the exam for preparation. So guys, I think the ACCA exam attempts, they are at a sufficient rate. So I think starting now, if you want to prepare for December attempt, you have ample time available. You have all the support available. You just need to be consistent. That's the key. Don't leave things till the end. Just be consistent in covering your lectures and practice, and that's fine. Another question has been that what's a credible source for MCQs for FR exam? The website only displays long questions but not short ones. Now, in this case, remember that there are multiple sources available for the FR practice questions, which are objective test questions. We call them OTs or objective test questions. First of all, the past exam papers, which are available on SCCA website, if you open them, some of the attempts do have the objective test questions also. Then secondly, about the resources which are available on ACCA website, if you go to the examiner reports for FR, in every FR examiner report, the examiner shares top 3 to 4, in some cases even more, worst attempted questions which across the world. So we have quite a big question bank now, which has been developed over time by examiners sharing those questions. Then we have the examiner approved kits also in this regard. But very importantly, guys, I would like to reiterate the fact that in SCANS eCampus, for every topic, we have developed objective test questions which are unique. You cannot find them anywhere else, which are highly exam focused. So if you join our comprehensive study support program, it's not just about the knowledge covering, it's also about the practice material. So if you join SCANS eCampus CSS program, you are going to have objective test questions for every standard, like I-16, I-38, consolidation, for every topic individually, which are going to be exam level and are going to cover the questions, the concepts comprehensively. Just quickly taking a couple of last questions. I'm answering the maximum ones. Being a tutor, I love to talk, but the session time is almost ending. So one last question is that, is there a WhatsApp group available? So right now, we don't have a separate WhatsApp group available, but we have replaced that by the community support, which is provided within the platform. So you can connect to your fellow students also, and you have ample opportunities to connect with your tutor as well. We have quite a few questions which have been directed to BSc. I think we can share, we have regarding the fee also, we had questions. I will repeat this, that we have shared in the comments the link to SCANS eCampus. You can go click on the paper that you want to study and see the charges. Similarly, for Oxford Brookes University program, we have shared the comments if we have shared in the comments the relevant email address. You can drop an email to that, or you can share your email with us and we will get in touch with you after the session. Someone has asked that why is Miss Afaf not teaching AAA in the December session? She is. The good news is that she is. She's right there. So Miss Afaf, can you, if you can say hi and reconfirm that you are teaching AAA in December 2022 in SCANS eCampus platform?
I think the clarification is eCampus. I think the student was asking for the face-to-face session. So I am there. eCampus, yes.
Okay, so for eCampus, she's there. You're most welcome to join. Okay, so I think the remaining questions that I've gone through, I think they've been covered through our discussion. The recording of the session is also going to be available for access. So if there is any point that has been missed out, you can go through that. But remember that the questions do not end over here. If you still have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. We'll answer them after the session. The live chat ends also. Plus, you have we have the live support available on the website. We have the email address also. So anything which has been left unanswered, or if anything comes to your mind later on, you can ask that to us. So for this, we come to the end of our session. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much to the whole team for joining us and talking to the students live. I hope now the things are much more clear, and any further questions or any interaction that you want, that further interaction that can be done on a direct personal tutor basis with respect to the paper that you are studying. So best of luck for your upcoming exams. I hope we see you all in our Q&A and live Q&A sessions of the comprehensive study support also. Any further support that you need, we're always there. Thank you so much. Take care. Best wishes. Bye for now. Have a good day.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone.